Hey everybody, welcome back again to Ken Tamplin Vocal Academy, where the proof is in the singing. I'm doing some Q&A where you're asking me questions and I'm doing my best to answer them. And I want to go ahead and keep rocking on these questions here. The next one is, how can I sing louder without hurting myself? That's a good question. Thank you for asking that. There's a specific way to build the building blocks of a voice. And we've talked about this before, and I don't want to go through this again. There's support, relaxation, chest, neck, and throat muscles, and so forth. But I'm just going to get to one of the final stages of the building process of this. And you have to go back and watch, the building blocks of great singing so that you understand that there's a process that leads up to this. But I want to go straight to the throat. Wah, wah, wah. There's only one true sound that grows the voice. Let me say this again. This is a fact. There is only one true sound that really grows the voice. Now, I'm not saying you can't sing in other styles, and there's a lot of other people with lighter voices and so forth. And great singers too. We just did one on Luther Vandross, and he doesn't sing hard and heavy. He's got a beautiful, gorgeous, round sound. There's a lot of people like that don't sing brassy and pointed, with a very pointed sound. But the sound that grows the voice, I have a slogan, and it is ping is king. Ping is king, okay? It's this bright timbral sound. Now in opera, chiaro oscuro, which means oscura, which means brightness with warmth around it. So we don't want this brassy, harsh, shrill sound coming at us. We want brightness and then the warmth around. So in other words, we want clarity and brightness with a big warm sound. Well, Ken, that still doesn't answer the question. How can I sing louder without hurting myself or going hoarse? So as we grow resonance, so we start la. Hear that bright that bright ping in my voice? Okay, that is again, we have building blocks. We start with support, we've talked about that. We start with a relaxation response. We start with open throat technique, and we go into these pillars that sustain and support this. And then the icing on the cake of that, in order to build resonance, we go into this part. So we want to start and it's that bright ping that's not forced. That bright ping will start to grow and get bigger and bigger and bigger. It's like working out at a gym and your muscles start to get bigger. Well, if you do this responsibly and you do this correctly and you understand vowel modifications and all the other things that come into play in order to do this correctly, and again, I cover all this in my singing course called How to Sing Better Than Anyone Else, and I walk you through this step by step how to do this. As you grow this bright tone, this tonal quality, and you get rid of this feeling of like you're gagging on your vowel sounds, so you get good open throat technique, so you're not feeling like you're choking on your notes, you go through and you start to exercise and build muscle memory for this bright timbral sound. And as you grow this sound, as you start to get stronger and your body gets stronger, the sound starts to get bigger and louder, and you start to preserve your voice, and you find that you're able to sing much, much longer. Now let me give you a kind of a fun example of this. I get people from all over the world, as you can imagine, and people fly in from all over the world to work with me. And I had this one young gal, she was from Korea, and she talked so soft, and she sang so soft, and her artists were, Mariah Carey and Ariana Grande and Christina Aguilera, and whatever, and these are the artists that she wanted to go after. We worked on this bright timbral sound for about an hour a day, 5 to 6 days a week, and by the end of 1 year, this didn't happen in 5 quick lessons, it wasn't 5 easy minutes to sing, none of that baloney, and that is baloney. Because again, it's a muscle or a group of muscles, and you're building up a muscle structure. So think of yourself going to the gym. How long is it going to take you to get buff? Okay, but within a course of about a year, this sister, she still talked really soft, but when she sang, she had she was killing it, right? So in about a year, it's a realistic and a reasonable time. Does that mean you're going to be great in a year? No, you're not going to be great in a year. No one's great at anything in a year. They can get, decent at something, but and maybe your definition of greatness and my definition of greatness is different, but in about a year, you can see you'll see gains right away, by the way. This isn't something like you got to wait a year to see your gains. But in about a year, you'll see just an amazing difference in your sustenance, your ability, your longevity, to sustain notes, to get brighter, bigger, louder, and do this without going hoarse. Now, another interesting thing about this too, it's a little side note and then we'll close, is that let's say you want to go to a soccer game, right? Football match. or you want to go to some sporting event and you find yourself screaming your brains out and you lose your voice, right? And most otolaryngologists or ENTs will say, okay, take 3 days off, don't talk for 3 days until your voice comes back. This is true for a lot of things like getting sick with post-nasal drip and whatnot. Just stop singing, until your sickness goes away and then resume singing. That's actually not true if you understand what you're doing. If you do a vocal warm-up, let's say 45 minutes to an hour, and you've already gone through the process, you know how to do it correctly, and you go scream your brains out at a soccer match, right? And you pretty much go hoarse because you've been screaming for 90 minutes or whatever. And then you come back the very next day and you do your vocal warm-ups and you put agility and flexibility and elasticity back in the cords, because the cords are collagen. They're made of pure collagen. And you put moisture back in the collagen, and all of a sudden the resiliency and the flexibility comes right back, right? The elasticity in it for its ability to stretch. It'll blow your mind. You're gonna go, oh my gosh, I could hardly speak last night. Protocol would be to take a couple, 3 days off till my voice heals, but I do Ken Tamplin's workout and all of a sudden my voice is back in action, right? Why this is so cool is because I deal with a lot of very high-end professional singers that sing night after night after night. They might sing 1, 2, 3 hours, especially if they're doing in a cover band or something. And let's say they overdid it one night, they don't have to take the next day off. Because they're used to training in that way, they just gently, carefully, correctly get back on the wagon and they start warming up their voice again. They can go out and sing and kick butt and they didn't miss a beat. Okay, hopefully this will help you, and this is how you can sing without losing your voice and sing louder, hurting yourself. All right, please like and subscribe to my channel. That'd be super awesome, and until next time, God bless and peace out.